Good morning, children. Okay, this is the next topic, very important topic for 9th class and 10th class students. That is tissue. Tissue means simple word regarding to our textbook, a group of cells which is functionally isolated. Those are called tissues. Here, at first, the tissue is a word which is coined by Bychett. So he is the first scientist who used the tissue, that is Bychett. Okay, no? Study of tissue, it is called as histology or microanatomy. So tissue, this word is coined by Bychett, whereas the study of the tissue is histology or microanatomy. See, no? Here we will see for the different location and shape of the body and the location of these tissues, functions of the tissues. According to all these tissues are classified into different types. First one is epithelial tissue. And the second one is connective tissue. And the third one is muscular tissue. And the last one is nervous tissue. So those tissues are classified into epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. So we are triploblastic animals having 3 germinal layers. From those 3 germinal layers, these tissues are originated any one of these 3 germinal layers. This epithelial tissue is ectoendodermal origin. The epithelial tissue is ectoendodermal origin. The connective tissue, it is mesodermal origin. Muscular tissue, it is also mesodermal origin, but here a small exception, that is iris muscles of eye and ciliary body. These two are ectodermal origin. Finally, the nervous tissue, it is ectodermal origin. See, Nana? This is epithelial tissue, ectoendodermal origin, connective tissue, mesodermal origin, muscular tissue, mesodermal origin, except iris and ciliary body. Nervous tissue is ectodermal origin. These are the different types of the tissue. Now, we are going to discuss about first tissue, that is epithelial tissue. What is the epithelial tissue? We are going to discuss about epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is the first one. It is derived from two Latin words. First one is epi, means upon. And the second one is thelia, means outer growth. Outer growth or outer covering. Outer covering. This is epithelial tissue. So the tissue which covers external body parts, not only in the body parts, internal body organs and the cavities, ducts. The tissue is called as epithelial tissue. This epithelial tissue, here the structure of the epithelial tissue. Structure of the epithelial tissue. In this epithelial tissue, every epithelial tissue, it has, the cells are some of hexagonal cells, but every epithelial tissue, it is rest on basement membrane. Rest on basement membrane. Every epithelial tissue is rest on basement membrane. In this epithelial tissue, according to this basement membrane, one of the part of basement membrane that connects to the epithelial cells. The part of the basement membrane that connects to the epithelial cells, this basement membrane is called as basilar lamina. Basilar lamina. The part of the basement membrane that connects to the epithelial cells, this part is called as basilar lamina. And the remaining part of the basement membrane that connects to the connective tissue. Connective tissue. So, the part of the remaining basement membrane connects to the connective tissue. This is called as reticular lamina. Reticular lamina. So, the part of the basement membrane that connects to the epithelial cells are called as basilar lamina. And the part of the epithelial tissue that connects to the connective tissue, this is called as reticular lamina. See here, this basement membrane, actually this is epithelial cells or the cells of the epithelium. These cells are secreted by the basement membrane. Here, this part connects to the connective tissue. This is the structure of the epithelial tissue. Now we are going to discuss about the types of epithelial tissue. See here, the epithelial tissue structure here, the function of the epithelial tissue, it is for digestion, absorption, secretion, and diffusion. These are some common functions of the epithelial tissues. The epithelial tissues are used for digestion and absorption, secretion and diffusion purpose. This is the functions of the epithelial tissues. See here. Now the types of the epithelial tissues. Types of epithelial tissues. Types of epithelial tissues. Already we have discussed it regarding to the epithelial tissues. So the epithelial tissues which is present on the surface of the body parts and internal organs, this is the tissue is known as epithelial tissue. The epithelial tissue, the tissue with so many cells with intercellular matrix. So the intercellular matrix is present in these epithelial tissues. Okay, na? So the epithelial tissues without intercellular spaces, here the types of epithelial tissues, those are, first one is simple epithelium. and second one is compound epithelium. Second one is compound epithelium. Simple epithelium and compound epithelium. The compound epithelium nothing but stratified epithelium. Stratified epithelium. Compound epithelium, another name is stratified epithelium. Simple epithelium and compound epithelium differences are: the simple epithelium, it is composed of single layer of cells. The simple epithelium which is composed of single layer of the cells, whereas the compound epithelium, it is composed of more than one layer of cells. More than one layer of cells. It is composed of single layer of cells, more than one layer of the cells. This simple epithelium, it is divided into simple squamous epithelium, simple squamous epithelium, and the second one is simple cuboidal epithelium, simple cuboidal epithelium, and the third one is simple columnar epithelium, simple columnar epithelium, simple columnar epithelium. These are the three types of the simple epithelium. Again, this columnar epithelium, it is divided into two types. One is ciliated, second one is non-ciliated. One is ciliated, second one is non-ciliated columnar epithelium. Now the compound epithelium, it is segregated into four types. One is keratinized stratified epithelium, and the second one is non-keratinized ciliated epithelium. Third one is cuboidal epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, and last one is transitional epithelium. These are the types of the epithelium. This is epithelial tissue. Now we are going to discuss about the simple epithelium. It is composed of single layer of the cells. In this one, you are going to learn about what is the shape of the cells in this epithelial tissue, what is the exact location of the nucleus in this cell, where these simple epithelial tissues we found. This is the common symptoms, common functions, main parts. So while we learning these simple epithelium, everyone should learn the location of this tissue and the shape and the structure of the tissue and the nucleus shape also. First one is simple epithelium. Simple epithelium. This simple epithelium, it is composed of single layer of cells. Single layer of the cells. Simple epithelium, it is composed of single layer of the cells. In that, first one is simple squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium. This is the first one. See the simple squamous epithelium. This is the simple squamous epithelial cell. See this. This is simple squamous epithelial cells. In this simple squamous epithelial cells here, this is a single layer of single layer of flat or tile-like cells. Tile-like cells, not tile-like cells. This is the tile-like cells. So the epithelial tissue, in this epithelial tissue, it is a single layer of flat or tile-like cells are called simple squamous epithelial cells. Here, the nucleus of these simple squamous epithelial cells, it is oval shape. Oval shaped nucleus is present here. This nucleus is present exact at the center of the cell. At the center of the cell. It is present exact at the center of the cell. This simple squamous epithelial cells, it is found in, first one is endothelium of blood vessels. Endothelium of blood vessels. Endothelium, mesothelium, ectothelium, endothelium. It is located in the endothelium of the blood vessels. And the next one is mesothelium. Mesothelium of body parts or internal organs, that is mesothelium of the pleura and mesothelium of the pericardium. Mesothelium of the pericardium and the mesothelium of the peritoneum. Mesothelium of the peritoneum. See, it is found in endothelium of blood vessels, mesothelium of the body parts, mesothelium of the body parts mainly, pleura, pericardium and peritoneum, not all body parts. Pleura, pericardium and peritoneum. Not only these blood vessels, pleura, pericardium and peritoneum, this simple squamous epithelial cells, it is also found in Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule and alveoli. The structural and functional unit of the respiratory system is alveoli. It is the location of the simple squamous epithelial cells. Right, Anna? Next one is simple cuboidal epithelium. See, first definition, simple epithelium. Simple epithelium means single layer of the cells. First one, single layer. What is the cuboidal? The shape of these cells are cube cells. It is single layer of cube cells. Single layer of the cube cells. Cube cells. Single layer of the cube cells. These cells are rest on the membrane. The nucleus is circular. It is present at the center of the cell. This is simple cuboidal epithelium. The simple cuboidal epithelium, it is single layer of the cube cells. This simple cuboidal epithelium, it is found in PCT, which means proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule, it is PCT, and DCT, distal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule, and testis, ovary, kidney. See, these are the parts where this simple cuboidal epithelium is located. The proximal convoluted tubule of the nephron and distal convoluted tubule of the nephron, testis, ovary and kidney. These are the locations of the simple cuboidal epithelium. Here, very important point you have to learn from here. The proximal convoluted tubule. The proximal convoluted tubule here. The simple cuboidal epithelium in proximal convoluted tubule have microvilli. Microvilli in the epithelial cells. In the epithelial tissue, in this epithelial tissue, the cilia-like movements are present in some regions. Those are called microvilli. The motile structures of the body is called microvilli. Non-motile structures of the body is called as stereocilia. Stereocilia. These two are parts are that attaches to the epithelial tissues. Leave it these stereocilia. The simple cuboidal epithelial cells in the proximal convoluted tubule have microvilli. The importance of the microvilli, it increases surface area. It increases the surface area. For what purpose? For more absorption purpose. For more absorption. So this is the microvilli of the proximal convoluted tubule increases the surface area. This is simple cuboidal epithelial tissues. Okay.